to my YouTube channel, Authentically Maskless, where we uncover the mask that you adopted along the way and your true identity. So, welcome guys. I want you to just grab a notebook and get yourself something to drink, maybe some hot coffee or tea, whatever your preference are at the moment. I just want you to sit down and relax and let us just get together on Valentine's Day. And happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to the guys that is already in a loving, committed relationship. I hope that you have something lovely planned for your loved one, and welcome, and you get spoiled. And for those like me that have no one at the moment, maybe a few potentials, remember that this does not mean that you are a failure, but you are also loved, chosen and wanted no matter what, because you are the God of your reality and you are the source of your life. You just need to remember that and claim that and be that. And also, if you have someone in mind, don't get discouraged or dismotivated, because anything and everything can change instantly, or today or tomorrow, you don't know, and it can change into your desired end for your benefit. So don't be discouraged, because anything and everything is possible for you to actually experience that desire. No matter what, you just need to realize who you are and just identify as a person that is already experiencing that loving, love, committed relationship or whatsoever. Okay, so guys, I just want to sit here and chill for a bit with you. And for the people that is not in that desired relationship, I want to talk to you guys about this. I know it is very difficult and very hard if you are alone today and you wished that you were with that person that you desire to be with, but unfortunately that person don't know you, or you are broken up, it is your ex, or the other person that you love is with someone else. Now I know it is very hard, especially with the holidays, with Christmas and your birthdays and like Valentine's Day. It can be very, very lonely, and it can discourage you because you wish that you were already with that person, but unfortunately that is not the case. This is the time when you are actually tested to see if you actually saturated your mind in the direction that you actually wish to experience. So what I mean with that, if you are new to the community of manifestation means to see the unseen seen, to believe in something that you cannot see with your physical eyes yet. That means to have faith that whatever you set your attention towards to, that it already unfolded for you to experience it no matter what. And whenever that desire comes up, you keep on reminding yourself that you have already experienced that desire. And you keep on persisting and keep on persisting. That is what we call persistence is key, but to marinate your thoughts with that end goal until it hardened into fact. Now, for anyone that is new to this community, that it means what Neville Goddard talked about, that when you marinate your thoughts or your attention or your assumption or your imagination enough with the new story, that will create your tomorrow. Now, I know that you guys, especially where I am from, a lot of you are going to tell me that I'm talking bullshit. And that's fine. You can tell that. It's your choice. But let's be honest. Let's really, really be honest. How many times did you thought about something that is very negative and it happened because you knew it's going to happen and you call it coincidence? You call it coincidence and you don't understand how it happened, but you cannot believe the same for something different in a positive way. You can only do it for your negative shit. So I would rather want to experience something better and good and more positive than to sit down and saturate my mind with negative shit. That is, I mean, let's face it, what do you have to lose if you actually just set the intention to focus more on something that is going right, even though you don't see it as yet, but you keep on persisting in that new story? I mean, what do you have to lose rather than to sit and to focus on the shitty circumstances and conditions, and then you call it coincidence and you can't understand why your life didn't shift or change? Now it goes with anything in life. It goes for money, relationships, health, wealth. I mean, let's be honest, if what you're doing is working and you are living your desired reality or life, then be my guest and proceed with whatever you are doing. Because apparently it's working for you, but for me, I rather want to experience my dream reality, my dream life. I don't want to sit here and complain about shit that I choose to experience. I mean, that is the fact. So, for the guys that is lonely today and have heartbreak and heartache and all of that, I really, really feel for you. I understand where you are coming from. The fact of the reality is that you can even be with someone and you are not happy. Just want to give you that side note. It doesn't mean that you are with someone that you are happy. You feel loved, you feel chosen, you feel seen, you feel wanted. You can still be with someone and still feel empty. Now, you are not with someone, but is that really the other person's priority to make you feel chosen, loved, and wanted? Because you should actually feel it all the time, because you are the only person that is walking with you for 24/7 hours a day for the rest of your life. If the other person is not here with you anymore and that person died, are you going to let your life stand still because that person is not with you anymore? No, you're going to take care of yourself. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel a little bit, you're going to feel bad or whatever, but you're going to get over it eventually and you're going to move on. You cannot let your life stand still for someone else. I want you to really, really, really take side note of this, because I was very guilty of it. Even when I was in a relationship, even when I was married, I would have let my whole life stand still and I would do everything and anything for the other person. And I would have neglected myself. I would have let go on myself to give to the outside world. And I would have given and given and give and give, and I turned out to burn out. I got sick. I manifested illness in my body. I had a poor mindset. I had a poor self-concept. I had a poor identity of myself interrelation with that relationship, and it gave me absolutely nothing. I still felt lonely and empty and insecure, unwanted, unloved, and unprioritized, because I haven't prioritized myself. I didn't choose myself. I didn't love myself, I didn't respect myself enough to actually experience that what I want. And the fact of the matter is that my reality, my physical plane, was a perfect mirror of that. I actually could see that what I was feeling inside, each and every person in my reality showed up in that way. They showed up that I am not wanted, I'm not chosen, I am not loved. Because I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel happy, I didn't feel chosen, I didn't feel wanted. I was not a priority to myself, so no one else could have respect to put me into being a priority. So I needed to change that so that my mirror can reflect that back to me. It was not easy. It was not easy, I'm not going to lie. It is simple, but it's not easy. It is simple, but it's not easy. And with that, you need to be disciplined enough to actually saturate and discipline your mind and yourself to identify with that new version of yourself. I mean, we have lived for so long with the opposite of what you actually experience. So you need to repeat to create a new habit and to create that new identification so that it becomes your new you, your new version, the new you that's been that version, the new self-concept, into relation to that new story. And it is not just by changing your self-concept, it is also to change your perspective, your point of view towards the relationship or towards the outcome that you actually desire, the story you are telling yourself about that. So I really want you to think about this. There is no one else important than you. You are the center of your own reality. You are the only version, the only person that is the narrator of your story. Everything around you is just your point of view, your perspective in relation to the story you're telling, what it is about and assume to be because of your inner conviction and your inner identity. So if you want to be with someone and you are not, I want you to really sit down and be honest with yourself. Who are you being identified as towards that story, in relation to that story? What story are you telling yourself and the friends and the family around you regard to that story? Let's say, for example, because it's Valentine's Day, let's talk about specific people. Are you being negative? Are you telling the story that you cannot receive or have or be with that person because of whatever condition or circumstance is showing up in your reality? Or you keep telling the story that is undesired? Are you keeping the old story, the old version of yourself and the old version of them and your relationship alive by keep on talking, thinking, and animating the thoughts in your mind about the past, the future, in the present moment? Are you keeping that alive right now? I think you do, because if that was not true, you would have been with that person. But you rather choose to complain about it. You rather choose not to make a change about it. If what you are doing was working, you would have been in the relationship right now. But you are not. So Why not change? Why not choose differently? Because whatever you have done until this point was not working. So you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose to change your mind and choose something different and rewrite the new story. To change yourself, become the new identity and the new self-concept of yourself and the relation to the new story and to that person or that version of that person. And I know circumstances and conditions don't matter. And the fact of the matter is why it does not matter. It is already done because creation is already finished. The fact that it's playing out as it played out is because of your past thoughts and assumptions and imagination that you imprinted, and it is actually playing out. So you can't go into your physical reality and try to force whatever is going on in front of you and think that it's going to change. In matter of fact, it's going to worsen the situation because you're going to react and not respond. You're going to not take responsibility because you're going to blame and point fingers. And the matter of fact is that it's just an illusion. You know what is an illusion? It is not as it seems. It doesn't mean that your specific person, the person that you love, your ex-boyfriend, the person that you are gaga about, or is your crush, or whatsoever, it does not mean that they are maybe in a relationship with the other person that it is so fucking wonderful. People post shit on social media and they smile and pretend that they are fucking happy, but they are killing themselves inside. You don't know what is going on behind the fucking scene. You don't. You think that they are fucking happy, but in the meantime they are fucking fighting and killing each other, and you don't even know that. But they're posting the fucking photos on the social media because they want you to be convinced that they are so fucking happy and so wonderful. And everything is fine. Everything is fine. They are doing great. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be fucking really honest with each other. If that was the case, and they were very happy, if you are happy, let's be frankly honest, do you fucking really post it on fucking social media? No. Because you are so living in the fucking present moment. You are living the best life. You don't actually necessarily think to take a fucking photo and say, oh guys, look at me, I'm fucking happy. I am enjoying myself and I'm having so much fun. The chances that you're going to do that is so fucking zero. Because I remember every time when I was really present and happy and having the best time of my life, I did not think to take a photo, to be frankly honest with you. Every time when something like that happened, afterwards I would think, oh shit, it would have been nice if I took a photo actually, because this was such a fucking wonderful day. I had so much fun. I loved the people and it was so great and whatsoever. And I didn't take a photo to show everyone on my social media that I am doing fucking wonderful. Broken people that trying to convince you, that does not have a purpose to post whatever they are posting on social media to show you they are happy, is usually the people that is most likely really unhappy. I have 2 kids. I love them to pieces, but I would never post them on my social media because, first of all, It's to keep them safe from the world outside there. And secondly, the time and the moments that I have with them is so precious and pure to my heart that I don't want to share it with the world outside. Why should I show my kids that I am happy and a loving mother and I have these beautiful children? I don't, because I feel like that in that moment it is so near to my heart that I don't want to share it with the world. Because in that moment it's just me and them, the time that we have with each other and the love that I share with them and they share their love for me. So, if you are triggered by your conditions and circumstances, I really want to let you know from my own experiences, the people that most likely share on social media their life by making as if they are very happy, posting photos together with their partners. Don't get me wrong, it is a preference, it's a choice, I do understand that. But most of the time, when they do post photos of them with the other person, 99% of the time it's to convince the world out there that they are actually in a loving, committed, happy relationship. They try to convince themselves about what they are actually experiencing. And I promise you, most of the time, when you get back together with that person, they will tell you the vacation they maybe had together and the photos they posted was not that wonderful. It was horrible. They fought or they had this turmoil and fucking shit going on. It was constant fights and mental abuse and emotional abuse and anger and all of this. I have experienced it myself, and that is why I am not on social media, because I don't need to convince anyone about my life. I don't need to go and check what the people I don't need to go and check my SB, my specific person, social media to convince me that they are happy or not and they don't want to be with me. It's an internal work. If the circumstance conditions between you guys was not very great, then it is first of all to acknowledge what went wrong. And usually it is because of your own insecurities, fears and limiting beliefs that cause that to happen. And then secondly, just to acknowledge it by accepting for what it is, because it's already done, but you can choose something differently. And by taking responsibility to change. That is the thing. It's not about blame them, the circumstances, the conditions, or blaming yourself. It is taking responsibility and realize that you can make a difference and you can choose differently by changing yourself and become the version, the new identity with the new self-concept, and embody that new version that is in line with that what you desire. Because remember, if you want to talk about vibration, I don't like to use the word vibration because we don't fucking vibrate with energy in a certain frequency. We are all frequency. We are all there. We are all that. We are the source of everything. So you choose what kind of vibration you want to fucking vibrate on a certain frequency. So you choose, okay, I'm going to be the higher self and my God self, and I'm going to be desired, loving, committed, fucking whatever it is, and you're vibrating in this level. When you are in a higher vibration, then you attract whatever is lower down here, because you are magnetic, you are desired, you are this light that everyone is like a moth to a flame. So are you the light, the lighthouse? Are you the vibration that is on this frequency that's so high that the other people down here find you fucking attractive like a magnet? And how to get there? That is the next question that people most likely would ask, is how to get there. Is that you change. You change by making a choice. It is all about choosing. And to be faithful with that new choice. Are you faithful to that new choice? You choose to be that version of yourself, the new identity and the new self-concept. And then you marinate your mind and your thoughts with the old story and with all the negativity. You rewrite that, and you keep on rewriting and marinating your thoughts with that new desired outcome, no matter what is showing up in your physical reality. And you keep on persisting and having faith and believe the unseen to be seen, even though you have no evidence that it's showing up. It is here, it's done, it's already done. It is the same with searching for a job. You have searched for a job, your dream job or whatsoever. In your core, you know that job is yours. It is your career, it's what you want to have. You went for the interview, it went wonderful. You know in your core that it is yours, it is done. Even though you don't have the evidence or the proof that it's going to be your job or whatever. And then you get a call and they tell you, oh, congratulations, you have received the job. That is exactly the same thing that you need to do. With anything in your life, you can look back. Whatever it was that you have blind faith with, believing no matter what, even though you didn't have the evidence, that feeling you had, that thoughts that you have, and no one else could convince you differently, that is exactly what you should do with anything in your life, even if it's not with a relationship, with health, wealth, whatever. It doesn't matter. It is the exact same thing you're going to do with whatever that is that your heart desires to receive or to be. And that is what you need to do, is to keep being faithful to yourself with your new identity, self-concept, and your thoughts and your feelings and your story that you are telling. The new story. You need to let go of the old story for you to be able to live the new story. You can't live in both stories. That is why you get hot and cold behavior, you get breadcrumbs, you get ghosted, or you get some partial of it and some partial of not the desire. You need to let go of the old story so that you can be able to live the new story. Let go of the old man. Let go of the old story, the old feelings, the old thoughts. You really need to let go of that. And marinate your story with the new version of yourself, the new thoughts, the new feelings, the new identification towards that story, towards that person. You need to forget and forgive. Forgive and forget. And forgive means you need to forgive yourself, because that what happened was a mirror reflection to tell you who you were at that moment. And the other person you need to forgive, because they did not know what they were doing towards you, because they were only a mirror reflection towards you that point out the triggers and the trauma and the insecurities inside of you to show you who you were identifying as, and your self-concept towards yourself and towards the relation, towards interrelation, towards the relationship and the person and the story you are telling yourself. And the moment when you realize that, it is not about blaming them and blaming yourself. It's taking responsibility, knowing that you can change it and that it can turn out differently. that easy. Let me tell you a story about a woman. The woman and her mother-in-law had turmoil, and it was not a very loving relationship with each other. So the daughter-in-law was so freaking sick and tired with the mother-in-law. She went to a witch doctor or what's a freaking ever and asked him for poison because she wanted to kill her mother-in-law, because she was just so tired of this woman, because she made her life hell, and it was vice versa. They just didn't have the relationship, and she just wanted her out of their life. So the witch doctor gave her some poison. It was a slow death poison, and he told her before she gave the poison to her mother-in-law each and every night with her food, she must put it on her food or drinks or something like that. She needs to compliment her and say something nice to her, like for example, "You're beautiful, you're so lovely, I love your purse, I love your dress, you look so great today," complimenting her with love and all of that. So the woman did exactly that, what the witch doctor told her to do. And as she did it, the relationship started to change, and her mother-in-law started to be different towards her. She told her that she's loving, and she gave her compliments as well, and they started to become more closer and all of that. But the problem is, this woman is busy trying to kill her mother-in-law, so the poison was almost empty, and she was worried because the mother-in-law is going to die soon, and she don't think that she want that anymore, and she freaked out, and she went back to the witch doctor, and she told him, "Listen, I am so sorry, but I have a problem. I have done exactly what you told me to do, and now my relationship with my mother-in-law have changed, but I am busy killing her, and the poison is almost done." And he told her, "You don't need to worry about it, because it was not really poison. The poison was within you, in your mind and in your heart. I just wanted to show you that it was not your mother-in-law, but your perspective and the story and the feelings that you hold towards her. And that when you have changed, she changed, because she's just your mirror reflection." Now that exact same thing is the thing that you need to keep in mind when you tell a story about your specific person, or any other person for that matter. It is the feelings and the thoughts and the turmoil and the inner conflict and the inner conversations and all of the shit that you are keep animating and keeping alive towards the other person. And what you're talking about when you talk about them, or the relationship or the story around your situation, you need to be honest with yourself. Because if that is what you're currently doing, then you must stop it. Now I gave you everything that you need to know and do, so go and change it. You have nothing to lose, because you don't have the person, you don't have the relationship. So why not try something different and see for yourself if there's any change? It doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. You really need to be honest with yourself. The moment when you shift internally, you will have an inner peace, inner knowing that it's done, even if you don't have the proof. But if you're going to search for proof, or you're going to try to convince yourself of something that you truly don't believe yet, then that is not the path to go. You really need to marinate and saturate yourself into that new version and the new identity, the new self-concept, the new story about you and the person and the relation towards all of that. And then you must persist in it until it hardened into fact, meaning until it actually play out and unfold towards that end what you want to experience. Because the thing is, we are lately in this community, not just the community, but in this era of our life, we are so fast paced that we want everything to be instantly, so we don't have the patience in the first place, and we want everything to happen right now or yesterday, but we don't want to put the effort or the work in, because we started to become lazy, because everything is so fucking easy for us to get them to do, that we don't actually have an excuse to not actually, experience things in a much easier way. But unfortunately, with some things, it actually takes some time, because remember, you had say for example, you're 40 years old. You had 40 years of limiting, untrue, fear-based beliefs that you need to saturate and marinate with the new version and new story that you're telling. So it is not going to be that fucking easy to rewrite everything overnight and expect it for tomorrow to be differently. However, it can, if you have a very good, strong will to shift instantly in your mind and your thoughts, and you're not opposing by being different or have inner conversations that's in turmoil or in conflict with that what you want to experience. Because if that is the case, you can experience it in 2 days, 3 days, a week or 2. But sometimes it just takes some time, because you need to shift into that new story properly before it can actually unfold for you to experience that new story. Okay guys, I think it is that. I'm going to tell you to go and have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I love you so freaking much. I'm sending you love, light, and may you be blessed in every freaking part of your life. And remember that you are loved, you are chosen, you are wanted, you are perfection. Accepted be it. And also, stop comparing yourself with other people's life. There is no other competition. The only competition that you have is with yourself. How can you compete to be the better version or better person than you were previously? Because there is no one like you. No one compares towards you. So it does not make sense to fucking compare yourself with other people. It doesn't. So stop doing that and accept that you are perfect, because you are created in the Creator's image that make you perfection. So love yourself, accept yourself, be your authentic self, and the people will adore and love you and accept you for who you are. Don't try to change yourself for someone else. Change yourself for yourself. And the mirror reflection will show up. Because I must admit, I've done it. I've tried to change myself to be someone else's preference. And at the end of the day, it didn't hold up. Because they got annoyed because it was not authentically me, So don't do it. Alright guys, love you so much. You have a very, very good day. And like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, then I will see you in the next one.